Kamala Harris, breaking barriers as America's first female vice president. Early life and background. Kamala Devi Harris was born on October 20, 1964, in Oakland, California, embodying the American dream through her immigrant parents' story. Her mother, Shyamala Gopalan Harris, was a breast cancer scientist who immigrated from India, while her father, Donald J. Harris, is a professor emeritus of economics at Stanford University who immigrated from Jamaica. This diverse heritage would later play a significant role in shaping her worldview and political identity. Growing up in Berkeley, California, young Kamala was exposed to the civil rights movement through her parents' activism. She and her sister Maya were raised primarily by their mother after their parents divorced when Kamala was 7. The Harris sisters attended both a Black Baptist church and a Hindu temple, embracing their rich cultural heritage while growing up in a predominantly African-American community. Education and early career. Harris's education began with being part of the second class to integrate Berkeley's public schools. She later attended Howard University, a historically black university in Washington, D.C., where she joined Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority and developed her political consciousness. After graduating in 1986 with a degree in political science and economics, she earned her law degree from the University of California, Hastings College of the Law in 1989. Her legal career began in the Alameda County District Attorney's Office, where she specialized in prosecuting child sexual assault cases. This experience laid the groundwork for her future focus on advocacy for women and children. In 1998, she joined the San Francisco District Attorney's Office, where she led the career criminal unit, rising California politics. District Attorney of San Francisco. In 2003, Harris made history by becoming the first black woman to be elected as San Francisco's District Attorney. During her tenure, 2011, she increased conviction rates for serious and violent offenses, created a special unit to combat child trafficking, implemented innovative programs to reduce recidivism, faced controversy over her stance on the death penalty, established a groundbreaking environmental crimes unit. California Attorney General. Building on her success in San Francisco, Harris was elected as California's Attorney General in 2010, becoming the first woman, first African American, and first South Asian American to hold this position. Her achievements included securing a $20 billion settlement for California homeowners affected by the mortgage crisis, establishing the Bureau of Children's Justice, defending California's climate change law, creating the Division of Recidivism Reduction and Reentry, implementing body camera programs for police officers. United States Senate. In 2016, Harris won the race to replace retiring Senator Barbara Boxer, becoming California's third female senator and the first South Asian American senator in U.S. history. During her Senate tenure, she served on crucial committees including Intelligence and Judiciary, gained national attention for her sharp questioning during high-profile hearings, advocated for progressive reforms in criminal justice, introduced legislation addressing racial disparities in maternal health, championed immigration reform and DACA protection, presidential campaign and selection as vice president. Harris launched her presidential campaign in January 2019, drawing significant initial support but ultimately ending her bid in December 2019 due to fundraising challenges. However, her political journey took a historic turn when Joe Biden selected her as his running mate in August 2020. This decision made her the first woman of color nominated for vice president by a major U.S. party, the third woman nominated for vice president by a major U.S. party, the first Asian American nominated for vice president. Historic vice presidency. As vice president, Harris has broken numerous barriers and taken on significant responsibilities, policy initiatives. 1. Immigration and border security, leading diplomatic efforts with Central American countries, addressing root causes of migration, developing strategies for border management. 2. Voting rights, spearheading administration efforts to protect voting access, working with state legislators and advocacy groups, promoting electoral reform legislation. 3. Racial equity, advancing initiatives to promote economic opportunity in underserved communities, addressing racial disparities in healthcare, supporting minority-owned businesses. 4. Space Council, chairing the National Space Council, promoting commercial space activities, advancing international space cooperation. Diplomatic role. As Vice President, Harris has represented the U.S. in key international meetings, conducted diplomatic missions to Asia and Europe, strengthened partnerships with allies, addressed global challenges including climate change and pandemic response. Leadership style and impact. Harris's leadership style combines several distinct characteristics: communication approach, direct and straightforward delivery, use of personal stories to connect with audiences, emphasis on accountability and transparency, strong debate and questioning skills, policy philosophy, progressive on social issues, pragmatic on implementation, data-driven decision-making, focus on systemic reform. Historical significance. Her vice presidency represents several important milestones. First woman to serve as U.S. Vice President. First African-American Vice President. First Asian American Vice President. Highest-ranking woman in U.S. government history. Challenges and criticisms. Like any political figure, Harris has faced various political challenges, managing complex policy portfolios, navigating partisan divisions, addressing migration issues, balancing multiple constituencies. Media scrutiny. Increased attention to her role as first woman VP. Analysis of her leadership style. Coverage of her diplomatic efforts. Focus on her future political prospects. Legacy and future impact. Harris's vice presidency has significant implications for political representation, breaking gender and racial barriers in politics, inspiring future generations of leaders, changing perceptions of leadership, expanding possibilities for women in politics. Policy direction, criminal justice reform, immigration policy, voting rights protection, healthcare access, economic equity, cultural impact, challenging traditional leadership stereotypes, promoting diversity in government, influencing public discourse on representation, inspiring young women and minorities. Conclusion. Kamala Harris's journey to the vice presidency represents a significant milestone in American history. Her diverse background, legal career, and political experience have shaped her approach to leadership and policy. As the first woman, first Black person, and first Asian American to serve as vice president, she has broken multiple barriers and expanded the possibilities for future generations. Her vice presidency continues to challenge traditional notions of leadership while addressing crucial national and international challenges. Whether tackling immigration reform, promoting voting rights, or advancing racial equity, Harris's role in the administration reflects both the progress made in American politics and the ongoing work toward a more inclusive democracy. As she continues in this historic role, her impact on American politics and society will likely be felt for generations to come, inspiring future leaders and shaping the conversation about representation and leadership in American democracy.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share. Support to me.